Hello there. Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Specifically, how to use my life from the top of the mind philosophy to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today I want to talk about the subject of politics and family. I'm recording this during the holiday season between Thanksgiving and New Year's of 2017. And there's a lot of interesting conversations going on around family gatherings for the holidays. And I think what a lot of people are saying is, man, we seem to get into these arguments, or people seem to react really strongly, or frankly, I've just stopped talking to this member of my family because of their choice they made, that's who they voted for in the last election. And I think that's something we really want to look at. There's a quote that I'm sending out to those 6,000 people on my quote list, which, by the way, if you would like to receive one of my favorite quotes each week, along with 2 or 3 paragraphs about how to apply that quote to life, just go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com, or just Google Bill Crawford PhD. I'll come up on the first page. Hit the subscribe button, put your name and email address, and every week I will send you one of my favorite quotes along with 2 or 3 paragraphs about how to apply this quote to life. So this quote is about family and politics, and it says, "Never let those you hate become more important than those you love." Let's look at that and see how that can be helpful, because I think what we've got to recognize is when we hate someone, or when we are talking about someone we hate, or when we're arguing with someone about someone that we hate or they hate, what's happening is that person is the most important person in the room, the person we're talking about. And frankly, I don't think we want these people we don't like, to be that powerful, that important in our lives. There's a couple of quotes that I use in my seminars that talk about this. It says, "Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die." Or, "Holding on to anger and resentment is like grasping a hot coal while blaming our misery on the person who started the fire." See, the person that we dislike or hate has become the dominant factor in that relationship. They, or our hate for them, has become more important than our love for our family. And I think we don't want that to happen. Sure, we disagree. Maybe we can go, "What were you thinking?" But notice when we start to criticize or argue with them about their decision, frankly, we're no longer talking about their decision or the person they voted for. We're talking about their judgment. That's why they get so defensive. And we may be talking about our judgment if they are criticizing us. But that whole idea of getting into an argument about who's right really gets in the way of our love for our family member. Now, there are certain family members that maybe we just don't want to have this conversation with. Maybe we don't have a whole lot of love for. And I'm not saying we need just to be nice to everybody and never have any kind of arguments. I'm just saying if there are people in our family that we love, we don't want our dislike or our hate for someone else, somebody in another city, somebody in another town, to become more powerful in that relationship. And for those of you who follow my life from the top of the mind philosophy, you know that when we hate something or really, really dislike something, that actually throws us into that lower 20% of the brain, because the limbic system interprets that as dangerous, and we go into this fight or flight reaction. But have you noticed we really can't deal with a situation as it stands now from a fight or flight reaction? And certainly we don't want fight or flight or hate to become more important in our life than those we love. So I would encourage you just to ask yourself a question. Do I want this person that I really don't like or really hate to be so important that it gets in the way of my relationship with those I love? If the answer is no, what I would encourage you to do is say, okay, how can I be with the person I love in a way that's about love versus who's right? Not get into that debate which really criticizes them on their judgment versus the situation about whether you should or shouldn't have voted for one particular person or another. If you find this valuable, this is what you would teach to someone you love, I encourage you to go into future family gatherings in a more purposeful way, what I call from the top of the mind. Really clear, confident, creative about those you love and how you want love to dominate the conversation versus resentment or anger or hate. If you feel that I could be helpful in that, all you got to do is go to my website, BillCrawfordPh.com, hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in. Love to help you with that. In the meantime, here's to you bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.